Of course, we are going to have a look at the 1.1 update. What would you've expected me to do? Sit here and wait? No. We are going to talk about the 1.1 update. I obviously not going to show you everything because if you have a look at the changelog, it is massive. But we are obviously going to have a look at Kendraaurus. We are going to have a look at the new animation in our animal encounter over here, if we can catch it, and go through a couple of the major updates they have put into the game. There are a couple of things that are really good, a couple of other things that they still have to work on, but I'll get to that as we talk. It's going to be a bit of a shorter update because, again, I don't want to go through the full list. If you guys want to see that, they have it on the forums, but I'm also going to include a link so you guys can see what Frontier has brought to this quite big 1.1 update, and it is obviously the first of many base game Jurassic World Evolution 2 animals back in the game. Okay, without further ado, let's try to catch the Kendraaurus, because I have them obviously in here. You can see them coming with the baby right away. You know, they've got... Also, there's quite a massive difference. You can see that right over here between the male and female variant. You know, we've never had a male Kendraaurus, obviously. So what we are looking at is this is the animal we had in Jurassic World Evolution 2, the female Kendraaurus. But now we do also have the big one. Also, I like this skin over here quite a lot with that like slight purple-ish rose mixture skin meat color. It's actually meat color. And then we've got the baby over here. Look at how cute they look. Oh my god, they are so cuties. They're really, really cute in that water area over here. Damn, that is just... It's so cute. I really like that. But again, I'm a big fan of the male Kendraaurus because it just, like, the skin is pretty damn impressive. I like it. Can you also not go too much into the grass? I wanna make a nice screenshot for the video. I don't know. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna use this one. I have plenty of ideas, so maybe we can catch a animation between between the big ones and where am I? Sorry, I'm just like all over the place with the camera over here. So oh my god, there we have it. Look, both roaming next to each other. This is so good because this is exactly what I wanted to achieve. Can I go further down? I can't. Okay. So let's just try to catch them a bit in the shot over here. There we have it. And I'm going to go Elgato. Oh my god, are you walking over your kid? No, don't do that. This is not healthy. My friend, just don't walk over your own baby. It's not what is supposed to be done. This is not how you're supposed to be caring for your little baby, you know? Dad, please don't do this, okay? I mean, me being a dad throwing my little kid around the sofa and so on. Okay, well, whatever. I shouldn't say too much. No, I'm just joking, obviously. I do throw my little son, but like only in a limited area where it's all safe, you know? But he needs that little bit of special care. So let's keep on looking. Oh god, they are so good. So yeah, I've got the Kendraaurus in here. And there should also be different variants. So there's the female version, the mother, I guess it is. Look at the babies here. And do they really interact or just follow each other? I like the fact that the juveniles are going. By the way, one of the changes is that the juveniles cannot be hunted if you set this in Sandbox mode. That's a new setting. And you can tell the LODs have been improved. I'm not even sure if the settings are yet in. So let's have a look. Graphics settings. So we should have a new very high geometry. Yeah, there we have it. So let's see if we can catch the difference. The foliage details, like if we zoom out, you can see how the palm tree, if you look at the palm tree over here, just going to do this real quick. So look at that one. Just going to go into the other camera so you see that better. So look at the palm tree, and if I go out, boom, there you see it. This is where the model changes into the first LOD, which is super quickly, super early. So if we change this to very high, this should actually change quite significantly. So let's have a look if we put that to the various highest. Let's see if there's anything else we can put to very high. I think this is all it. That's already the highest on we have. We are on TAA, nothing else. Okay, perfect. And now that should... Yeah, well, it's a tiny bit better because it's not as aggressive, but it's still very early. It almost feels like as if... Hold on, wait. Is that even earlier? What's that? Wait. No. Let's check that again. I have the feeling... Yeah, it is. Wait, hold on. Okay, well, we got to check out exactly the point. So this is the point where it switches. There we have it. 1, 2. Okay, so we have that all inside, you know. Oops, we should do the exact same. So we can see that also we pause the game and we have the truck right at the edge. There we have it. Okay, so now the truck is at the edge. Now let's go to the to the settings, and we go to the graphics, and then we put that on very high, and then we have nothing changed. It's exactly the same. Okay, that is something they should definitely look at it. Again, I thought this was a significant change, but all it does is it seems like it's not as aggressive anymore. There's like almost like a little shade, little shadow going on. But hey, Frontier, nope. No. Let's focus that and do it like in Planet Zoo, for example, where there is like a huge draw distance when you go onto the very highest setting. Yeah, no, I mean, there's virtually no change, I think. I gotta be fair with that. Maybe they have to do like a hot patch for that maybe their change hasn't even applied. I don't know about that yet, but okay. So let's have a look at all the other changes. So we should be able now to access buildings with a double click, and hold on, we can! Yay! That is so cool. So we can now access all the buildings with a double click, which is super great. Let's have a little look if, hold on. If I do, I still got to confirm the selection. That is, okay. I thought they may have done this change as well, but they didn't. Okay, but well, that is good for the accessibility. So we can just double click on a building and then we're in. And if we want to go to a different one, back again, double click that one. Okay, so that is a lot more intuitive and helps you with building quite a lot, to be honest. That is pretty amazing, because that was, for me personally, a big showstopper, to be honest. We also got some information about the cameras, I guess. There was like an info screen what this camera does. I'm not sure where exactly that camera accessibility setting was, but it does explain what kind of camera action you have. But as I have already used it quite a lot of times, that should be better. Another thing they did is adding more shortcuts into the game. I'm not sure if we can find them here in the menu, but we gotta have a look. There we have the shortcuts, and so we've got the path mode, transport mode, capture mode, follow, notification, nearest maintenance, site map, marketplace, time control, building placement, rotate item left, toggle snap off, vehicle, ranger, capture team. Is there anything more? Ranger photography, capture mode, first person mode. Okay, so where are they, I guess? I'm not really seeing where exactly that is. What does the actual change is called? Added further keyboard shortcuts to in-game control hints when placing or moving scenery. All right, let's have a look. That should actually be visible when we click in here, and then we double click in, and then let's have a look. Multi-select James. Oh, okay, so down there to the bottom left, you can now see a couple more info panels, what you can do with it. So I, J, R, delete, Control D, Control X, which makes sense because this is like all the things we already used. So if we, hold on, why on earth can I not? Okay, so can I not? Ah, yeah, now it works. Okay, so Control D works, and then we can have all these settings. It's also like random scale, add to building, random rotation. It's such a shame that I can't like toggle these things with, like, I can toggle with Shift the angle snap, for example, which is something helpful, but like align to position or so, there's really not that of a. I definitely think they should go in and make this even more obvious which kind of shortcuts we have, because like this is almost like playing piano, you know? Knowing the buttons is it's very important to understand what you need and what you want to have in here. Also, is this kind of pinkish? Oh yeah, that was always pinkish, the color of there. So, oh my god, look at that Kendraaurus coming over here now. Ooh, this is so good. So another thing they have added, and also I didn't talk about that earlier, but they have added the frequency higher up for the animals to, you know, come over and have interaction with the guest encounter. And I can tell you they did, because I certainly did choose this park over here because there was nearly no interaction whatsoever. It's been one of my biggest complaints for a while, and I did let them know. So it did show now that, especially in these kind of areas, we do have a lot more animal encounters now, which is really cool, because having this like not being used at all is super dull. And yeah, you know, there's the next one coming, a baby Anki. That is so cool. We have them all, like quite a lot of them are coming now. Baby dinosaurs, microceratops. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Let's see what kind of animations we get to see right now. She's there with the smartphone, taking a selfie. Look at that one. Taking a selfie just halfway into the shadow. It's a shame. I would have loved to take a nice picture. There's the next person. What are you doing? You're just taking a selfie. Oh yeah, there you have it. Look, that is That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's like really, Frontier has really improved the guest a little. Let's say that a little. It's not like they're all amazing now, but it's definitely looking a lot better than it used to be previously. And I'm quite certain that this will hopefully be improved upon in the future as well. And this also goes to show how hard it is to make a realistic looking guest in games like that, because as they obviously look a lot better and more realistic than the Planet games, they absolutely lack the character of the Planko guest. And I think, you know, this shows like how important the art style and art direction of certain things are. And, you know, I do get it, like the Planet game characters, they wouldn't fit in here, not at all. I get it, but still, that's kind of my observation, if you will. And so here we have that. Okay, so let's have a look what else we can find in the notes that we should discuss, because there's quite a lot more in there and a couple of things very interesting for you. All right, for one of the other changes, which actually is a big part in the entire changelog, is the changes to the dinosaur navigation and improvement of rocks and stuff. Basically, you know, intersecting the dinosaur navigation. And one area which has been horrendous is my Pyroraptor area, and we can see if that is improved massively, and I can already tell it is. Yes, it is improved massively, because when I built this, that was a real pain to build this here, and animals couldn't even go below that rock over here, for example. That feeder wasn't accessible, and many other areas in here weren't accessible too, but you can now tell they can really walk nicely through the woodlands. I'm also wondering can I walk over some of the rocks now? Can I climb them? No, they cannot really, but everything else is a lot more nice now in terms of navigation, and you can see how close they can get to rocks now, which I think is a fairly nice, you know, little improvement, but I still would love them to be able to walk actually over rocks. I mean, this is still kind of, I even made them like a ramp in the back here. So there's like a very, very nice ramp, which should work theoretically, but at least now foliage and so on is not an issue anymore. You can see them moving here nicely, which I gotta admit was really a pain. You know, that's a mixture of some items I placed myself and some items that the brushes created. But still in the brushes, we also had some issues with the woodlands. Some of the woodland pieces in the brushes caused some terrible territory problems. So I'm very happy that they did change it to the better here. I can only admit that this is much better than before, because yeah, this habitat over here was terrible. But now, I mean, the easiest area to showcase is we're way below 1.0, and now we are at 1.09, and we've been in the 0.8 or something. So like 20% gain over previously without changing anything is really good. It's really good. I'm wondering if we can also go back here. Also kind of a lot of different areas here that had some issues. I mean, Kendraaurus is very small indeed, so maybe we're gonna use someone else, but we can, you know, for the moment we can use that one. Yeah, okay, fair. Now it can actually move fairly nice through this area, even get into spaces here. So what about you? Are you also Stegosaurus? Yeah, maybe let's click another one. Also Stegosaurus, okay. How about the Kendraaurus? Have you been here in the front? So maybe we can see that. Okay, it's fairly similar. They seem to be able to roam here too, that rock as well. So yeah, I think they've done a really good job at improving this. I must say that's a very good change, because otherwise, yeah, that would have been a pain. I do hope that they make the rocks traversable in general in the future, at least on the flat areas. That would be very nice and very realistic as well. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that little overview. I won't go into all the fixes. They have a lot of fixes for the campaign mode. They have a lot of fixes for guest navigation. They have a lot of fixes for other things. For the workshop problems, they resolved a lot of issues in the park construction when it comes to placing down things and info panel text and stuff, but it would be a unnecessary long video to go into all of these things. I think we covered the biggest we can on computer, because obviously the complexity meter has been improved as well, but I cannot tell you because I don't have a console. So I am very curious to hear from you guys. Please let me know in the comments down below how the complexity meter works now, and if you override it, how the performance is if you place down a lot more. I'm very sure that a lot of people have already tested this, so let me know in the comments down down below and let other people know it. Maybe I'm going to pin a comment then if someone has done already an outrageous analysis. So that would be fantastic. Until the next one, have a good day. Also, by the way, if you're wondering what that showcase park is over here, this is my project, Jurassic Park 1998. If you want to follow that on the channel, you'll find it easily by clicking on my channel and subscribing to not miss out the next episode. Until then, have a wonderful time. Talk to you in the next one, and bye.